Hello, periods 1, 2, and 3. Today we are going to do area of a parallelogram notes day 2. Okay, so today go ahead and pull up your notes and then do a side by side so you can fill in your notes as I'm going through my notes. Okay, for a review from earlier this week from day 1 notes, that first one is a parallelogram, so we're going to write the formula on the first line. Area equals base times height. Remember, when we're looking at the base, it is what it is sitting on, okay? So what it's sitting on is obviously down here. This side measure is going to be the same as here because it's a parallelogram. Opposite sides are the same or congruent. So the base is going to be 30. And remember the height, do not use a diagonal, always use the straight up and down vertical. So 50 will be your height. Do not use the diagonal. Okay, 5 times 3 is 15, add a couple zeros. 50 times 30 is 1,500, and our label is going to be feet squared. If we have decimals, no big deal. Area is base times height. Substitute in 5.2 for our base, 3.3 for our height. Go ahead and start solving, please. Show me your work in your notes. Don't just write down the answer that I get. Practice using your multiplication. Once you get finished, you should get 17.16 square inches. Okay, so that would be review from day 1. Now we're gonna find the area of the shaded region and show all work, okay? So obviously everything is shaded except for this little rectangle that's inside the parallelogram, agreed? Here's how we're gonna show our work, okay? Step 1, you're gonna find the area of this entire rectangle. So the entire rectangle, if you look closely, choose a different color. The base is 7. The height, straight up and down, is 5. So base is 7, height is 5. That gives me an area of 35 feet squared. If it was completely shaded in, the area would be 35 feet squared. However, we've got a section that is not shaded in, so we have to subtract it out. Step 2, that's a rectangle. Area to find a rectangle is length times width. Looking at just this rectangle, 1 is the length, 3 is the width, or 3 and 1, whichever way. 3 length, 1 width. The area of that rectangle inside is 3 feet squared. So the entire parallelogram is 35 feet squared. The rectangle inside is 3 feet squared. We have to take out that rectangle. So I'm going to show a subtraction sign right here. So the area of the shaded is 35 minus 3, which is 32 feet squared. You have to take out that rectangle inside because it is not shaded. Okay. Alrighty. This second one, it kind of gets us because we've got some different measurements. So look carefully. We have 4 feet, 8 feet, and then in here, what's not shaded, it's turned to inches, which is super annoying. So we got to do a little bit of converting, okay? But just pay close attention to all of the measurements when you're doing these. You make a photo prop for a school fair. You cut out a 10-inch square out of the parallelogram shaped piece of wood. What is the area of the photo prop? So obviously we got to do the area of the big parallelogram and then take out the area that is not shaded, that 10 by 10. Okay. What we're going to have to do, since this is in inches, we have got to convert these to inches. So to do that, you should know that there are 12 inches in 1 foot. 12 inches in 1 foot. If there's 12 inches in 1 foot, 4 feet would be 48 inches. So from there to there is 48 inches. Down on the height, 8 feet, there is 12 inches in a foot. So 8 feet, 12 times 8 should be 96. 96 inches is the height of the parallelogram. Okay. So there's step one. We kind of just made sure we're all working with all the same dimensions. We've got 96 inches, 48 inches. Okay. The area of the wood. That wood is a parallelogram, so base times height. The base, the bottom, what it's sitting on is 48 inches. The height was 96 inches. So the area, the amount of space inside would be 48 times 96. (4,608 square inches). Now let's take out the part that's missing, his face. It's a square. What do we know about a square? All sides are the same. So if the length is 10, that means the width is 10. So the area of a square, we can say length times width. The length is 10 inches, the width is 10 inches, so the area of that amount of space inside is 100 square inches. Okay, so what is the area of the photo prop without that square in there because it's not shaded in? Okay, there's a hole missing from it. We have to subtract it out. So if we subtract 100, we have 4,508 square inches is the area. Okay. Alrighty, so here's what you're going to do now, okay? You're gonna use these notes and you're gonna go ahead and start on box page 157. Okay, and start there. And again, make sure I'm seeing all the lines. So you're going to find put in the area, or I'm sorry, the formula, substitute in length and width or base and height, and then solve. Okay. Alrighty, guys, go ahead and get started on that box page.